We have a regular guest on this show who happens to be a professional broadcaster. His name is Josh Appel. He is such a good broadcaster that he won the Jim Nantz Award, which is a legit big-time award. In fact, at his wedding, someone was giving a toast. I think it was your dad, Appel, and he mentioned winning the Jim Nantz Award, or maybe it was your best man, Marcelo. But he cannot seem to join us, Crowder, without having some sort of audio problems, because we do the show on video. Crowder's in Los Angeles, a seedy hotel room in Los Angeles, where the Walk of Fame is, real seedy at Hollywood and Vine. And he's joining us with no problem. He holds up the Marriott paper again. Like, I don't know when the Marriott became impressive. When did the Marriott become impressive?
Bonvoy.
Yeah, Bonvoy. That's not impressive either. We all have Bonvoy accounts. But Josh Appel, who is the Marlins public address announcer, and he does NFL games nationally for Sports USA, Jim Nantz Award winner, for whatever reason, cannot join us with video and audio that works properly. So he's joining us via his cell phone, even though we can see him on the StreamYard video. So welcome, Josh Appel.
I mean, it's a good visual gag, I feel like, for me to be on the webcam and also on the phone. But, I mean, my AirPods seem to work fine. You don't like them. My microphone that I always used to do the show on before from home doesn't work on StreamYard. I'm not taking the blame for this. I'm just not.
AirPods, though, AirPods are not meant for a professional broadcast because the microphone is in your ear, essentially. It doesn't hang down.
Am I doing a show with Chris Whittingham, too, all of a sudden?
No, but I mean, how about having a little bit of concern for people trying to listen to you, actually, instead of fact. Who mentioned your Jim Nantz Award at your wedding? Josh got married on Saturday. Congratulations, Mazel Tov. You and Mara are going to have a long, successful marriage. Solana, of course, was invited, said he was going, ate up 2 entrees because I was at the table where Solana and Valentina were supposed to be sitting, but Solana and Valentina did not show up. How was the wedding from your part, and who mentioned your Jim Nantz Award?
I think my dad and Marcelo, the best man, both mentioned it. Wedding was great. Was a great day. Went by very fast, but a fun time. Our dog was supposed to walk down the aisle after everybody, and we didn't find out until afterwards that he had run away from his handler and didn't make it down the aisle. And so that was one of the highlights of the wedding that hopefully someone caught on video, or the videographer did, so we can get a look at it later. But yeah, Wade was supposed to go down the aisle, and he did not make it, sadly. He ran away.
And were you happy that these guys came to your wedding? Did they annoy you? Was Hawk too talkative? Did Solana steal?
Solana didn't go. That's what I'm saying. Like, he said he was going. He didn't go.
That's right. That was the thing
Solana pulled the as if the Heat schedule hasn't been out for months. Solana pulled the last minute. I can't get out of the Heat game. Sorry, bro. Can't go. Look, I told him on the phone I understand. But I was just doing that to make him feel better because I know he felt bad saying no. Low-key, also one of my favorite moments. I don't remember which person was giving a speech, but I heard from behind me a Lou chant.
That was from me and Whittingham. Yeah.
Appel's
got a thing at the Panthers game. We go to a lot of Panthers games, and he doesn't care who the goaltender is. If you make a good save, you yell Lou in honor of Roberto Luongo, or Liberto Ruongo, as Crowder has been known to call him. We gave him a little Lou chant. How much did the 2 missed entrees from Solana and his girlfriend, how much they set you back?
Honestly, like more than the entire wedding cost itself, just those 2 plates.
Yeah. No,
it really put us in a hole.
No, I can understand. I mean, listen, somebody does that. They're really looking out for themselves. Has he sent you a gift yet? Do you know if he bought anything off the registry or sent you anything?
He hasn't mentioned a gift at all. He hasn't talked to me about anything related to a gift.
No gift yet?
This guy's full of BS. I texted him yesterday to send me his address so I can send him a card.
Stop it. What are you talking about? Like, that's not how you do a gift. Send me your address. You had his
I had
registry,
a card
the registry.
ready. Right, but I have a card. Nobody actually wants anything from their registry.
But go on the registry and get his address, dummy.
They want money. They want money.
Right,
and I'm
go
gonna
on the
send
address
him,
and get his registry. Go on the registry and get his
money.
address.
I'm going to send him money, and I asked him for his address. No big deal. By the way, you guys are acting like I pulled out of this wedding 7 minutes before. I called him a week before, and don't
You
I
call
get
him the week of?
Don't I get?
You call him the week of?
Don't I get bonus points for calling you? I mean, these kids nowadays, they just text everybody. I picked up the phone. I called you at a heart-to-heart with you. I apologize profusely. And, I wish I could have been there. But the Heat game, they needed me. Tommy Tighe, Jay Jacks, they needed me.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, what would Tommy Tighe do if you weren't there to host one?
Tommy Tighe would have no idea how to do a broadcast without you, Solana.
It's Tommy Tighe's first season ever doing pregame shows for the Heat. I don't know how he would have done
it. Ridiculous. And so now, because you haven't gotten him a gift yet. The invitations came out 4 months ago, and now it's a week after the wedding, and you haven't gotten him a gift yet, but it's because he hasn't texted you. That is, I am angry.
How is this joyous moment for the Appels turning into
because of you
not going to the wedding?
Because you ruined the joyous moment.
You think Appel?
Yeah, you really did.
You think at one point during that wedding, Appel looked at that empty seat
100%
and said,
"We all did.
Solana ruined my day."
We all did. Everyone at 11:30 was wondering why there's 2 pieces of chicken at table 14, and everyone was like, wonder who didn't show up. And then it didn't take that long to figure out it was Solana and Valentina, because there's a big listing on the board of which table you were sitting at.
I mean, that's on everybody else. There's 2 pieces of chicken sitting there and nobody stole them. I mean, that's just people not knowing how to wedding, if you ask me.
Well, what's funny is, obviously one of the things leading up to our wedding, our planner was like, I'm going to force you to eat your meal when it comes out. Like, I'm going to force you to eat. So obviously that falls through, but we had our plates brought out, and Mara and I were supposed to share a big side of fries that they brought out for us. I think the people at the surrounding tables got more of the fries out of that bowl than Mara and I did. And I'm okay with that. I would not want fries that were that good to sit out there and be uneaten.
Well,
so I'm actually happy that people went.
It was Marcelo. Marcelo took the bowl of fries around to our table and his table. No joke. And we all sampled from them. That's what happened.
Yeah, it's a side for everybody.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose. I mean, that's the way. I don't care if it's your wedding day or you're looking for a
totally fair
seat on the bus. You snooze, you lose. Did you watch?
Why did you steal his fries? Why don't you eat your own damn fries?
We didn't have fries. The only 2 people that got
we were
fries,
the only ones who had fries.
were Josh and Mara. That was a
cute.
special wedding thing.
Oh, that's cute, Josh.
Yeah.
See, you're a romantic, man. I'm romantic too, man.
Because he got an order of fries?
Yeah,
very romantic.
What is more romantic than sharing a side order of fries at your own wedding?
I'm with you, Crowder. If the wedding was between Ronald McDonald and the Grimace, like, that's romantic. But was that really romantic?
Yeah,
Josh,
it was romantic.
You have to know your partner's love language. This is something I've tried to teach you in the past. You don't know. You don't understand it, huh?
Not interested. Speak my language. You're in my country. Speak my language.
Josh, if you want to be happily married, don't listen to this man. I'm telling you.
Did you watch the Heat game last night, Appel?
No.
Yeah. So you don't know. Like, Duncan Robinson didn't get a single minute on the court. Did you watch him against Atlanta on Saturday? Well, you probably.
It seemed.
I know you didn't watch Saturday night because you were getting married. We were watching at our table. But did you watch? Did you watch the Heat Hawks on Monday night, or has this been a whirlwind where you and Mara are just busy post nuptials?
It's been a whirlwind. I think did the Panthers play on Monday or Tuesday? They played on Tuesday. I was going to say it was the Panthers game on Monday, but they played on Tuesday. No, Monday was like the recovery. It was still the recovery day. I'm like, all right, the wedding's over. It's done. But I know Duncan did have a good game over the weekend, and it seemed like, all right, like he's finally figuring it out again. And the idea that he's not getting any minutes 2 games later or a game later is kind of peculiar. But I like, my thing with that is like, who am I to second guess Eric Spoelstra? You know, like he knows his personnel better than I ever will, and he knows the game far better, obviously, than I ever will. So with things like that, well, I might think, little weird that he finally puts together a good performance and then doesn't play again after that. At the same time, don't you kind of have to defer to the championship head coach?
Yeah, 100%. But you can question a decision. Like, listen, Mike McDaniel knows more about me than football. You know who else knows more about me than football? Who's a Cowboys coach?
More about you than football?
Knows more about football than me. Is it Mike McCarthy, the coach of the Cowboys?
Yeah, Mike McCarthy knows more about you than football.
Knows more about football than I'll ever know. He had Ezekiel Elliott line up as center in a play where they needed. So I can't question it though because Mike McCarthy.
No.
I can question it.
I'm not certain that's an apples to apples comparison, but I mean, like I said, I'm not going to sit there and question his reasons for his rotation and why he runs them the way he does. I understand that's what fans do, and that's what your job is to do. But I can't sit here and say that I have a better reason why his rotation should be different than he does.
And Josh, speaking of the Heat too, because I think with the Duncan thing, it's a microcosm of what we're really trying to find out of what's wrong with the Heat, and he's the shooter and try to find the shooting. Are they just flat out a mediocre team that are going to play in the play-in round, maybe win and go on? Is there anything more, any other jump we can see that they can really compete in the East?
I mean, look, you know how Jimmy plays in big games. He's proven time and time again here that he can raise his level of play to another level. Bam can take a step up from what we saw in the playoffs last year. He has in this regular season. I know you guys have talked about that ad nauseum on the show. I remember back before the All-Star game talking about Bam and whether he was even deserving of that. Obviously he was. I think they're slightly better than that because they do have some star power in that starting five. But how many games has Jimmy missed this year? Obviously Lowry hasn't had the best season, but he barely plays. I don't know what they are. Some nights they look like a team that can compete with anybody, and other nights, obviously, they've got some really terrible losses on their resume this year. They're a tough team to figure out. They really are. It's weird. The Heat and the Panthers having very similar seasons to each other, and just it's hard to figure out what they are. And so many different things have contributed to why the seasons have turned out the way they have. I think it's clear though that this Heat roster has reached a ceiling even before this year. And there's not much more they can do other than what they've already done in the postseason. So, again, I'm not Pat Riley, but it feels like this, might need not a rebuild, but kind of a reset in certain areas.
Real quick, because we're up against a break here. We started late today. Panthers, are you holding out hope that they're a playoff team? Because that was a nice couple victories in a row.
I mean, what have we been saying every time I come on here? If Bobrovsky's going to play at this level, they're going to be right in the thick of it until the end. I think they've looked very, very good finally when they've been at full strength. It took until game 64 when Anthony Duclair came back for this team to play at full strength for the first time. And that's not even counting Patrick Hornquist. So even then they're not really at full strength, but I mean, they look like a completely different team depth wise, style wise, speed wise with Duclair in the lineup. And Bobrovsky is finally again playing like the guy they paid him to be. They need some help. Scoreboard wise, obviously that's the reality of when you're sitting 4 points back with a game in hand and then 3 points behind Pittsburgh and they have 2 on you. They've got to go on a run here. There's 17 games left. You figure they probably have to win 11 to 13 games in that realm to get to 93, 94 points to even, be in position to win that wild card. But a lot of these teams play each other. All these teams in the race, they play each other leading up to the end of the season. Some of these games in hand situations are going to take care of themselves. And I think this team could easily sneak in. They're finally at full strength and they look like a different team. They look like a confident team in front of Sergei Bobrovsky. We'll see what happens. Friday, Saturday, back-to-backs are always tough. Chicago, while they're not having the best season, they just traded away Patrick Kane and a couple other guys. They just beat Ottawa, who was red hot, 5-0 the other night. Detroit needed a come-from-behind win last night late in the third period to beat them, and Detroit's still playing for their playoff lives, even though they've gone on a losing streak, and they're probably out of it at this point. But Winnipeg's having a good year, even though they're on a little bit of tough stretch. Friday, Saturday is going to be tough. There are 2 games. They got to get at least 3 points in those 4 games. So ideally 4, but you got to come away with at least something from those 2 games back to back at home.
Somebody texts in, Solana, you're excused. You're the hardest working man in radio. Don't get walked on by Hoch, Crowder, and Josh. I'm with that. Josh, give him your ATM number and your card, and that way he can steal money from you and Mara whenever he feels like it. Not just on your wedding day, but whenever he feels like taking money out of your pocket, he can have full access.
Solana, you got a pen and pencil ready, or a pen and paper ready?
Yeah,
so
I got a pen. I got a pen and
now?
pencil. No, yeah, I have ink and lead ready to go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I almost just cursed. I almost just cursed on your behalf, Josh.
He's mad.
Josh Appel. I mean, it's such a terrible thing to do to a couple that's getting married. And then
Appel didn't even really want me
and
there.
then
Like,
to have
why
the
are we
gall to have the gall
I
to
didn't
say
want
I
you
haven't
there. I
to
sent
have,
you an invite.
to have the gall to say I haven't given you a gift yet because you haven't texted me your address.
I didn't say that. I texted him asking him for his address so I could send him a gift. I didn't tell him I haven't sent you a gift yet because you haven't texted me. That's what you're
No, I asked you.
insinuating.
I said, did you even send him a gift? And you really haven't answered it. Is the answer yes or no?
I haven't yet.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. If you had skipped out on the wedding and had you not sent a gift. I was just wondering if you really were concerned about missing Josh's wedding. Which would because you haven't even sent a gift yet. It really shows how concerned you were and how badly you felt about missing the wedding.
If I send him a gift today or I send it to him Saturday, he's gonna get the gift.
Right?
He had his
because
wedding.
it shows how little you cared about his wedding and still how little you care about the wedding. If you cared about it, you'd have sent him a gift already. Really sorry we were unable to make.
I cared about his
wedding.
Did
you RSVP you were going?
I did. I felt terrible.
Did you RSVP you were going?
I felt terrible that I couldn't end up going.
I just want to ask a couple questions here. Did you RSVP that you were going?
We've gotten that out of the way 2 weeks already. Yes, I RSVP'd I was going.
Did you go?
I was under.
Did you go?
I was under.
Just answer my question. Did you go?
No.
Have you sent him a gift?
I have not yet.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure how much you cared about the wedding. I think it's very clear how much you cared about the wedding. The defense rests. Hit the bricks, Murdog.
Hey, Solana, you're not invited to round 2 of the weddings that Josh has.
That's right. The second wedding, forget about it. It's going to be me, Mike White, and Marcelo, and Cam Wolf.
Oh, Mike White was there?
Mike White was there.
Damn.
Mike White was there.
Well, obviously I wasn't there. That's why I wasn't in the story. But,
strange how an NFL quarterback found time to make it there and probably gave you a gift, too. Solana couldn't make it, though. Tommy Tog needed his help.
You know? Man, you should have waited till Josh. You should tell Mike to wait till after he gets his big deal to get your gift. He's about to get paid.
Maybe that's what Solana's waiting for. Maybe Solana's working on a big deal.
I mean, you turn a joyous situation. All you do is focus it on me not going. Josh had a great night. That's what matters.
Of course, he
Mazel tov to you, Josh. Mazel tov.
It would have been better. It would have been better if the people who said they were going to be at the wedding actually showed up to the wedding.
That's
in
him
fact,
saying
I was
it,
thinking about it the whole time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. In fact, I think that's why Wade ran away. To be quite honest, he was like Lassie.
So wow.
He was Lassie looking for Solana.
Wow, great shout. I think
and then
you're
somebody texts in. Why not just zell it to him, Solana? Like you don't even need his address.
Oh, that's extremely impersonal. I mean, I gotta send him a card at least. I mean, what are we doing here? Just zell it to you? I did that for Tito. I'm not doing that for Appel.
All right, we gotta go. Thanks, Appel. Mazel tov. We love you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you as always.
Josh Appel, 4:00 hour is coming up. Don't go anywhere. Zell is too impersonal. Great line. I texted him for his address. I can't sell it to him in person.
I literally can never look at Appel ever again. I mean, I feel I want to go cry right now.
I mean, how many times could you disrespect this guy?
That's great. Solana, you don't really like Josh, do you?
I love Josh.
But Solana will have no problem asking Appel for 4 Diamond Club tickets for an upcoming Marlins game. I guarantee you. Like, no shame there.
I mean, there's 18 people in the ballpark. I mean, come on, Appel. Just hook it up, brother. Crowder, I genuinely was heart. Like, I genuinely took it to heart that I couldn't be at the wedding. It was a genuine.
Solana, you love Appel.
Love him.
Don't love me. Never love me. If you love Appel, just like me. Don't love me.
I mean, there's zero proof that you love Appel.
What's your love language if you love Appel so much?
Hey.